Okay, I'd like to maybe begin by telling you a little about myself. I uh, was not really raised in a Christian home. Uh, my parents, great folks, but they weren't Christians when I was growing up. And so I was really taken to church by my grandparents and my grandmothers, paternal and maternal grandmothers. And over the course of time, God really got a hold of my life, and I was pursuing all kinds of things, leaving high school and thinking about career path and that sort of thing. And in that season, the Lord really put a strong calling to ministry in my heart. I at first thought that would be a call um, to just be an evangelist or something. I didn't quite know for sure. And um, uh, so I sort of turned away from my pathway into the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and I changed gears and went to a small Christian college not far from Richmond in Franklin Springs, Georgia, called Emmanuel College. At Emmanuel College, I studied religion and philosophy and theology, and uh, just was more and more secure in the sense of calling that God had placed on my life, and also uh, more open to the idea of where God was calling me and how He was calling me to use those giftings that He had given me. And I had a strong sense that the Lord was calling me to higher education, so I left Emmanuel College, went to Gordon Conwell in South Hamilton, Massachusetts, did a Master of Divinity there. At the end of my time at Gordon Conwell, I received what's known as a parish pulpit fellowship, which is a scholarship awarded to pastor scholar types. And that's sort of my flow. And I have this burden to serve the Lord in the context of the church, but also to keep a foot in the academy and to engage on an academic level. I think that the church can be blessed by more academic engagement, but I'm keenly aware that the academy doesn't even always answer the questions that the church is interested in or even needs answered. And so I was affected many years ago by something Gordon Fee said. And Dr. Fee said there was a student once, after having received criticism on a paper from Gordon Fee, the student responded to Dr. Fee that he'd rather be a fool on fire than a scholar on ice. And Dr. Fee said that that impacted him powerfully, and he determined from that point to be a scholar on fire for the Lord. And that's something that has been a passion in my heart for many years now. And and so the Lord called me on this pathway towards higher education. I left Emmanuel, went to Gordon Conwell, and then went on this parish pulpit thing where I was blessed to study archaeology in Greece and Turkey through the Cambridge Institute of Early Christianity and Greco-Roman Studies. Studied historical geography of the Holy Land in Israel, lived there for a short period, helped to plant churches in Europe with some missions organizations that I'm a part of, and ended up in the University of Cambridge to do a Master of Philosophy, and then returned to the U.S. To to minister in the church that was supporting me during that educational stint. Was there for a couple of years, and then they sent me back to Cambridge University to do a PhD there. I completed the PhD in New Testament studies in 2009 was my graduation year, and then returned to the U.S. and took up a post here in outside of Raleigh, North Carolina, at a place called the Capital Church. And since then, I have been the pastor of the Capital Church, and I also engage in lots of training and trying to help people like you who are um, interested in becoming more of what God's calling them to be along the lines that we're discussing here. So a privilege really for me to be able to to be with you for this season. I look forward to interacting more personally when we do these sessions live in the weeks to come. So, looking very much forward to that. And thank you so much for your time.